Hi, I'm Dave Basner, instructional technologist at Elmhurst College, and this is the Introduction to Qualtrics series of videos. In the previous video, we logged into Qualtrics and took a look at the interface for just simply creating a new survey. And in that one, we had created a first question, which I have deleted from this for the purposes of this video. So within your project, you can create a new question if you don't have any questions there. If you do have questions there, there's a variety of other ways to handle that. We're going to create a question here. And the question, as I mentioned before, always defaults to multiple choice. And I'm going to simply say, do you like Qualtrics? In this case, it gave me 5 choices. It defaulted to automatic choices. And in this particular case, it does its best to choose the type of answer that you might like if you're going to use the automatic choices. So this was a Likert scale, ranging from definitely yes to definitely not. And over here, underneath automatic choices, so for each question, whatever question you're in over here, there is a right sidebar which gives you the options for that question type. So you can see here we've got the types of choices. We can make it single or multiple answer. We can change it between a vertical layout and a horizontal layout. And for the moment, I'm going to leave the vertical. For validation options, we can force the response or request a response or leave it as it is. We'll go into those details a little bit later as to what the differences are. But in this case, I'm not going to force. They can answer or not as they would like. There is no particular other validation on this because it is, after all, a multiple choice question. So what more can you do? And then at the bottom, there's a few things that are sort of meta actions. They don't act directly on the question, but they act on the survey around the question. So you can add a page break, you can add display logic or skip logic. So that's adding logic which says display this question if, or you can add logic which says skip if something else has occurred. These are all advanced topics that we're going to go into a bit later in a later, more advanced series of videos. Then there's copy question. We will be taking a look at that. And then move question. But move question actually you don't even need to do that down there because you've got the move bar right over here. So that allows you to move it directly. You don't have to choose that. So let's take a look at what happens when we take the automatic choices off. So if I take the automatic choices off, I'm left with, it leaves me with the answers that it has already generated. So perhaps I want to change this from might or might not and just say maybe, because I like that wording better. So I can go ahead and use that. So I can modify the question in that way. What I'm going to do now, just to take another look at possible multiple choice questions without getting rid of this, I'm going to add a question. You can add a question above, you can add a question below, or you can delete this question. But I'm going to go ahead and add a question below this one. And once again, it's a multiple choice. And in this case, I'm going to say, have you ever used? Sorry for talking over this like that. All right. Once again, it chooses this, which is not all that great a choice on its part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to, let's see, Well, I guess I'm going to stick with the yes, no. Definitely yes, definitely no. I'm going to reduce the number of choices to 2, or I can increase it to 3 and say for this middle choice, let's take the automatic off, sorry. For the middle choice, I'm going to say, I'm not sure. It's a reason you don't remember. Okay. Now let's say that we like this first question. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a copy. So I'm going to just simply say copy the question. And as you see, we now have 2 versions of it, different numbers here. This numbering, don't worry about this. This is Qualtrics' own numbering. You generally will not show that to the survey takers. It is just there for you to help you identify which question is which in long surveys. And now I'm going to say, do I like Qualtrics? I'm going to change that to something else. Do you like surveys? And we've got the automatic choices are off on this. And I'm going to change it to a multiple answer. And definitely yes, probably yes. I'm going to change this to sometimes. Okay, sometimes. Okay. So in this case, you're able to, the difference between multiple choice and multiple answers, of course, this you can only do 1, and this your survey takers will be able to do 2. Okay, so that gives an introduction to multiple choice questions.